You're stuck, right? Everyone's anxious, neurotic, and depressed as hell. And you're wondering, how the hell did therapy, this supposed miracle, end up making everything worse? It's simple, really. We fucked it up. And I'm here to help you get clear on that right now, so buckle up. Let's talk about Freud. This guy, he made a lot of people think everything bad that happens to you is someone else's fault. And while that's comforting in the moment, that crap keeps you stuck. He created this whole theory around the past, digging into your childhood, your parents, your trauma, like you're a victim and life is a series of unlucky breaks. But the problem with that, it's a dead end. You stay stuck in the past, endlessly analysing and feeling sorry for yourself. And you never get the fucking solution. Then enter Adler. This guy asked a question. Do we need to get back to? Not what happened to you, but where are you going? What are you moving towards? He focused on the future, on the actions, on the choices that you can control right now. And here's where we get the good shit. We didn't pick Adler, we chose Freud. Why? Because it's easier to blame and find reasons for your suffering than to fucking do something about it. But here's the kicker. You don't get to move forward by obsessing over every goddamn feeling or past moment. You get there by stepping the fuck up, taking action, and building a damn life. Action changes your reality. Not analysing your soul until it's numb and confused. So let's break this down piece by piece and install this shit in your brain so deep you won't even recognise the old version of you anymore. Therapy, diagnosis versus direction. Most therapy today, it's all about diagnosis. You have this disorder, you're neurotic, you're anxious. Bullshit. That's an excuse to just sit there and feel like shit. You've been labelled, boxed up, into a neat little package that you can't escape from. I have depression, you say, and guess what? That's just an excuse to keep going in circles. Instead, Adler said, what are you moving towards? You can choose. Action gives you power. Purpose gives you power. Not staring into your soul and pulling apart every goddamn thought. Let's look at an example. If I ask you what you're doing today, and you say, oh, I'm just getting through the day. You're stuck. You're reacting to everything life throws at you. But if you say, I'm going to the gym today because I want to get stronger, you've just set an intention. You've defined a direction. Can you see how focusing on the future, on what you want, makes you take charge of your life? Can you feel that shift? Imagine if your day was driven by direction, not just survival. You can feel it in your bones. This is the secret. This is the fuel to get to stop feeling like a victim. Introspection versus responsibility. You've been told to dig into your past, right? You need to understand your feelings. They say, fuck that. Yeah, your past shaped you, but so what? Are you going to stay stuck in the past forever? Here's a mind-bending twist. If you're already focusing on why you feel bad, you're never actually changing the fucking feelings. You stay trapped. Instead, responsibility is the game changer. Responsibility is about guilt. It's about saying, I'm in control, I choose to change, I choose to act. Take something simple. Let's say you wake up feeling down. That's normal, right? But most people, they just let it wash over them and go back to sleep. Not you. You could decide right then and there that you're responsible for your emotional state. You don't let the shitty feelings run your day. Maybe you go for a run. or call someone who lifts you up, or start working on something that matters to you. The action pulls you out of that emotional mud and into the driver's seat of your life. Diagnosis is dead end. Action is freedom. This is where we get to the nitty-gritty. Diagnosis, according to the current system, it's a label. It boxes you in. You're this, you're that. But once you get this, once you really get it, you'll see how freeing it is to realize you don't need permission. You don't need to be fixed. You need to act. Every action you take puts you on a new path. It's freedom. Even when it sucks, especially when it sucks. Science backs this. Did you know that when you decide to do something, your brain releases dopamine, the chemical that makes you feel alive? That's why when you take action, no matter how small, you feel better. That's neuroscience. You're literally rewiring your brain by choosing to act. Feeling shitty, you can rewire that shit. The conservative way, anchors and traditions. Now let's hit you with some truth bombs. Conservatives, they often seem happier because they're anchored to something stable, traditions, family, religion. And no, it's not because their lives are easier. They're just tied to a compass that doesn't shift with every new trend. Imagine if you had something like that, a rock to hold on to when everything's chaos. That's stability. No need to keep looking for the next shiny object to give your life meaning. It's built in. You know how you feel good when you do something hard? Like helping someone, even when it's inconvenient. That's because meaning doesn't come from comfort. It comes from doing what fucking matters. So why are you afraid? Afraid to change? Afraid of what people will think? That's normal. The truth, you're scared of being judged, of stepping out of line, of failing. That's the ego's trick to keep you small. But here's the truth. Your fear is your fucking prison. And every time you take one more step towards something bigger than you, something that requires real sacrifice, you break free. Every time you make the hard choice, showing up, even when you're exhausted, choosing responsibility over comfort, you become a new version of yourself, stronger, more capable, more in control. So interrupt the limiting beliefs. Let's get real for a second. You're stuck in patterns. You've been thinking, I can't do this. I don't know how. That's the crap that keeps you down. But here's the key. You've been suppressing your power by holding on to those beliefs. They drain you. They make you small. They stop you from acting. Interrupt those beliefs. Break the pattern. It's time to look at the shitty thoughts in your head and say, fuck it. I'm bigger than that. The bottom line, action is greater than introspection. So what's the takeaway? Life gets better when you stop overthinking and start acting. When you stop making excuses, stop being a slave to your feelings, and just take the goddamn steps. Don't waste another second in the swamp of introspection. The power's in your hands to create your future. Not to just stare at the past and wonder where it all went wrong. The bottom line, you want stability, purpose and strength. You have to get your ass into action. Life doesn't change by thinking about it. It changes when you move. So what are you moving toward?